करें हैं जो बाइडेन अमेरिका के 46वें नए सदर बन गए हैं। आपको अहम और ताज़ा तरीन खबर दे रहे हैं कैपिटल हिल से कि जो बाइडेन अमेरिका के 46वें नए सदर मुंतखब हो चुके हैं। हलफ बर्दारी की इस वक्त तकरीब जारी है। जो बाइडेन हुकूमत से ताउन बढ़ाने का इंदिया भी दे दिया है। ये अहम और बड़ी खबर आपको दे रहे हैं कि जो बाइडेन हुकूमत ने पाकिस्तान से ताउन बढ़ाने का इंदिया भी दे दिया है। जो बाइडेन की इस वक्त हलफ बर्दारी की तकरीब चल रही है। जो बाइडेन अमेरिका के 46वें नए सदर मुंतखब हो गए हैं। तकरीब हलफ बर्दारी इस वक्त जारी है, जबकि आपको अहम और बड़ी खबर से आगाह कर रहे हैं कि जो बाइडेन हुकूमत ने पाकिस्तान से ताउन बढ़ाने इंदिया दे दिया है। नई इस वक्त जो बाइडेन अमेरिका के 46वें सदर मुंतखब हो रहे हैं। बर्दारी की तकरीब जारी और सारी है। इस वक्त जो बाइडेन तकरीब से खिताब करने लगे हैं।
चीफ जस्टिस रॉबर्ट्स, Vice President Harris, Speaker Pelosi, Leader Schumer, McConnell, Vice President Pence, and my distinguished guests, my fellow Americans. This is America's day. This is democracy's day. A day of history and hope, of renewal and resolve, whom we salute for his lifetime in service. I've just taken the sacred oath, all of us, on we the people, so far, but we still have far more difficult than the time we're in now. Once in a century virus that silently stalks the country. It's taken as many lives in 1 year as America lost in all of World War II. Millions of jobs have been lost. Hundreds of thousands of businesses closed. A cry for racial justice, some 400 years in the making, moves us. The dream of justice for all will be deferred no longer. A cry for survival comes from the planet itself. A cry that can't be any more desperate or any more clear. And now, a rise of political extremism, white supremacy, domestic terrorism, that we must confront and we will defeat. To overcome these challenges, to restore the soul and secure the future of America, requires so much more than words. It requires the most elusive of all things in a democracy: unity. Unity. In another January, on New Year's Day in 1863, Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. When he put pen to paper, the president said, and I quote, "If my name ever goes down into history, it'll be for this act, and my whole soul is in it." My whole soul is in it. Today, on this January day, uniting our people, uniting our nation. And I ask every American to join me in this cause. Uniting to fight the foes we face: anger, resentment and hatred, extremism, lawlessness, violence. We can do great things, important things. We can right wrongs. We can put people to work in good jobs. We can teach our children in safe schools. We can overcome the deadly virus. We can reward work and rebuild the middle class and make health care secure for all. We can deliver racial justice, and we can make America once again the leading force for good in the world. I know speaking of unity can sound to some like a foolish fantasy these days. I know the forces that divide us are deep and they are real. But I also know they are not new. Our history has been a constant struggle between the American ideal that we're all are created equal and the harsh, ugly reality that racism, nativism, fear, demonization have long.
आपको अहम खबर से आगाह कर रहे हैं कि जो बाइडेन इस वक्त अपनी हलफ बर्दारी की तकरीब से खिताब कर रहे हैं.
Every disagreement doesn't have to be a cause for total war. And we must reject the culture in which facts themselves are manipulated and even manufactured. My fellow Americans, we have to be different than this. America has to be better than this. And I believe America is so much better than this. Just look around. Here we stand in the shadow of the Capitol Dome, as was mentioned earlier, completed amid the Civil War, when the Union itself was literally hanging in the balance. Yet we endured. We prevailed. Here we stand, looking out on the great mall where Dr. King spoke of his dream. Here we stand where 108 years ago, at another inaugural, thousands of protesters tried to block brave women marching for the right to vote. And today, we mark the swearing in of the first woman in American history elected to national office, Vice President Kamala Harris. Don't tell me things can't change. Here we stand across the Potomac from Arlington Cemetery, where heroes who gave the last full measure of devotion rest in eternal peace. And here we stand, just days after a riotous mob thought they could use violence to silence the will of the people, to stop the work of our democracy, to drive us from this sacred ground. It did not happen. It will never happen.